Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a blessed Sunday. And in the news this morning, Jamaicans among migrants intercepted by U.S. Coast Guard trying to get to Florida from Bahamas. The United States Coast Guard said on Friday that it returned 31 migrants of mixed nationalities, including Jamaicans, to the Bahamas following 3 interdictions of illegal maritime ventures in U.S. territorial waters east of Miami, Florida. The U.S. Coast Guard said 4 suspected smugglers were transferred ashore to Homeland Security Investigations Agent custody to support a further investigation for potential U.S. federal prosecution. The Margaret Norville crew notified the Coast Guard Sector Miami Command Center watchstanders Sunday of a 25-foot recreational vessel transiting west at a high rate of speed from the Bahamas to Florida with no navigation lights, the U.S. Coast Guard said. It said Sector Miami watchstanders launched a Coast Guard Station Miami Beach boat crew and diverted the Coast Guard cutter Richard Etheridge crew, while Customs and Border Protection Air and Marine Operations launched a coastal intercepted vessel crew to respond. The U.S. Coast Guard said crew from the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Agency gained positive control of the non-compliant vessel, and the Margaret Norville crew embarked all 22 people on board. The migrants were of Jamaican, Haitian, and Chinese nationalities, the U.S. Coast Guard said. On Wednesday, it said a Coast Guard Station Lake Worth Inlet boat crew and a Palm Beach Sheriff's Office Marine Patrol Unit interdicted a vessel with 2 people on board. The U.S. Coast Guard said the suspected smuggler was transferred to HSI for further investigation, and the other, a Honduran migrant, was transferred to Border Patrol agents to be processed for expedited removal. Sector Miami watchstanders were also notified on Wednesday of a CBP, AMO, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission interdiction of a suspected smuggling venture east of Key Biscayne, Florida. The suspected smuggler was transferred to HSI custody for further investigation, the U.S. Coast Guard said. It said 1 migrant was medically evacuated ashore for a higher level of care, and 11 migrants were transferred by a Coast Guard Station Miami Beach boat crew to the Coast Guard Cutter Vigorous for disposition. The U.S. Coast Guard said the migrants were of Chinese, Haitian, and Bangladesh nationalities. Illegal maritime migration is always dangerous and often deadly, and human smugglers do not care about the safety or lives of aliens during these ventures, said Lieutenant Commander John W. Beale, 7th Coast Guard District Public Affairs Officer. Our message is simple: do not entrust your lives and money to criminal human smugglers just to be repatriated or deported, he added. Don't take to the sea. KPH crippled by operational challenges. The Southeast Regional Health Authority has confirmed a number of what it terms operational challenges at the Kingston Public Hospital. The affected areas are accident and emergency, main operating theater, recovery room, and the intensive care unit. The regional authority says contingency measures have been put in place to limit the disruption of patient care. It says it may become necessary to transfer patients to nearby healthcare facilities within SERHA for continued care. SERHA says its operations and maintenance team, as well as external contractors, are actively working to restore normal operations and will provide periodic updates. Portland conductor charged for wounding with intent. A Portland conductor has been slapped with multiple charges following an incident in Burnham Wood District, Spring Hill in the parish on January 31. He's 50-year-old Derek Leverage, otherwise called Adrian, a conductor of Diamond Buff Bay in Portland. He's charged with wounding with intent with the use of a firearm, possession of a prohibited weapon, and unauthorized possession of ammunition. Reports from the Port Antonio police are that about 11:45 p.m., a man and his girlfriend were walking along the Burnham Wood main road when they were pounced upon by Leverage, who was armed with a handgun. They both ran, unseeing the gun, but were chased by Leverage, who opened a gunfire in their direction, hitting the man in his upper body. The man was assisted to the hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. A report was subsequently made to the police and an investigation was launched. Leverage was apprehended on February 12 during an operation conducted at a premises in the Moortown community after trying to evade the police. He was charged after giving the police a caution statement. His court date is being finalized. Crawford commends the Manchester police for reduction in major crimes. Manchester Member of Parliament for Manchester Central, Rhoda Crawford, has commended the Manchester police for the reported 53% reduction in major crimes across the parish so far this year when compared to the corresponding period in 2024. According to the Jamaica Constabulary Force's Serious Crime Report, one murder, the result of a domestic dispute, has been recorded in the parish this year compared to 5 during the same period last year. I am delighted that the professionalism, determination and hard work of the policemen and women, particularly the leadership being provided by the Police High Command here in Manchester, have been bearing fruit and have had a considerable impact in restoring a sense of normality in my constituency, said Crawford. I am mindful that some of the interventions and measures the police have had to employ over recent months have caused the inconvenience to business operators and the citizens alike. This opportunity is being taken, however, to make a special appeal to my constituents and the citizens of Manchester as a whole to keep faith with the police and continue to support them in the lawful and the professional conduct of their duties, Crawford added in a statement on Saturday. The first-term MP said there is no place for criminality and lawlessness in Manchester Central and the wider parish as it undermines social and economic development and adversely affects citizens as they go about their lawful business. Missionaries of the Poor out of space can't accommodate 350 seeking shelter. Missionaries of the Poor says it has more than 300 requests to provide a shelter to homeless Jamaicans, but the Roman Catholic Religious Institute, founded in 1981 by Father Richard Holong, has no more space in the 7 homes it operates in the island. We have in writing 350 names, but there's more than that. People who are homeless and destitute, they have nowhere to go for help. They're asking for somewhere to stay, Father Holong told the news. Some of them are kids sent to us by the Children's Hospital. Police bring some of them in. We get regular telephone calls from the hospitals actually, because the people can't stay at the hospitals permanently, added Holong. Holong said the MOP has been receiving steadily 10 telephone calls a day with requests to house people. That has resulted in many of the brothers who work in service to the poor and the destitute encouraging him to establish another home. Holong is fully aware of the dire need, but any such a venture will require funding, which he said will come with God's will. However, the money the charity will receive from the Sigma fundraising event will be used to repair the roof at its apostolate named Bethlehem on High Holborn Street, downtown Kingston, which houses mentally and physically disabled children. It is a 2-story building, but the roof is in such a deplorable state that when it rains, the water runs down the walls and runs down into the nurseries where the children are housed. Paula Shaw from Father Holong and the Friends Foundation told the news. But even before it gets down into the nursery, the second level is where the pharmacy is that stores the medication for the children, and in fact, for all the residents in our 7 apostolates, and also some food storage is held on that floor. So there's a direct effect on the children, Shaw said. Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.